Have you ever wondered why so many Americans who eat right, drink plenty of water, and follow every bit of health advice still end up with kidney disease? You wake up every morning believing that your choices are keeping you strong, that a banana, an orange, or that bright smoothie in your hand is helping you stay alive and well. But one day your doctor calls with the results and says, your creatinine is climbing. In that instant, everything changes. The same fruits that once symbolized health now carry a different meaning, a warning you never saw coming. It feels unfair, doesn't it? You've done everything right, yet your body is failing you silently. That's because kidney disease is the quietest killer of all. It doesn't scream, it doesn't ache, it doesn't bruise. It waits working in silence until half of your kidney function is already gone. The truth is terrifying. Studies show that by the time your blood test first shows even a mild elevation, nearly 50% of your kidney capacity has already been lost. You might still look perfectly fine on the outside, but inside your filters are clogging. Your blood is thickening with toxins, and your organs are fighting for balance. And the most shocking part, the danger often comes not from what you avoid, but from what you trust, the foods you believe are keeping you healthy. Those bright fruits, those superfood juices advertised as heart-friendly can quietly overload, weaken kidneys with potassium, phosphorus, and natural sugars until the body can no longer keep up. I've seen it too many times in my practice. Good people, careful eaters, seniors who follow every rule suddenly finding themselves one test away from dialysis. It's heartbreaking because it's preventable. Once you understand how the kidneys truly work, everything changes. You realize that healing doesn't start with more restrictions, it starts with smarter choices. My name is Dr. Richard Hale, and today I'm going to show you what most doctors overlook, the 6 simple fruits that science has proven can lower inflammation, reduce creatinine, and give your kidneys the power to heal naturally. These aren't exotic or expensive foods. They're right in your kitchen waiting for you to use them the right way. And before we dive into each one, you need to understand what's really happening inside your body, because that truth alone could save your kidneys before it's too late. When it comes to kidney health, most people make the same heartbreaking mistake. They confuse what's healthy with what's safe. You see, when your kidneys are strong, they can handle almost anything. They filter minerals, balance fluids, and quietly clean your blood 24 hours a day. But once that filtration slows, every extra milligram of potassium, phosphorus, or sugar becomes a burden your body can no longer ignore. Imagine traffic piling up on a freeway after a single lane closes. That's exactly what happens inside your bloodstream. Everything backs up and chaos begins long before you ever feel a thing. Let me tell you about Laura, one of my patients in her 50s. She was fit, walked every morning, and never touched junk food. Her routine sounded perfect: 2 bananas and a glass of orange juice every sunrise. But within 6 months, her creatinine jumped from 1.1 to 1.7. She was terrified. We reviewed her diet, and I explained that her kidneys were drowning in potassium. Bananas, melons, and citrus fruits, though packed with vitamins, were overloading her weakened filters, like pouring water into a glass that's already full. Once we switched those fruits for lower potassium options, her numbers stabilized. Her energy came back, and she looked 10 years younger. The science behind it is clear. A study in diabetes care found that patients with high fructose intake experienced a 28% faster decline in kidney filtration compared to those who limited it. Another analysis from Harvard confirmed that excess phosphorus, especially from fruit drinks labeled natural, accelerates calcium loss from bones and hardens arteries. What sounds harmless can over time become deadly. So if you've been starting your day with a tall fruit smoothie or eating heart-healthy fruits without knowing your kidney status, it's time to pause and rethink. The goal isn't to fear fruit, it's to understand which ones heal and which ones hurt. Because inside every choice is either a small step toward recovery or another silent push toward decline. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's one fruit that can actually reverse part of that damage if used wisely, and that's what you're about to discover next. The first healing fruit on our list might surprise you. It's not exotic, it's not expensive, and it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. The humble apple. Most people see it as an ordinary snack, but to your kidneys, it's a quiet powerhouse. While bananas and oranges flood your body with minerals that weak kidneys can't clear, apples do the opposite. They give your kidneys a break. One medium apple contains barely 195 milligrams of potassium, almost half of what a banana carries. For a body that's struggling to maintain balance, that difference can mean everything. I remember Maria, a woman in her 60s who came to me exhausted, her creatinine slowly rising, despite taking all her medication. She thought the only way to protect her kidneys was through pills, but all we did was add one habit, a fresh apple every evening, peel on, eaten slowly after dinner. 3 months later, her phosphorus levels dropped, her energy returned, and she told me something that stuck with me forever. Doctor, for the first time, I feel like my body is helping me, not fighting me. That's the quiet power of simple, consistent action. The science backs her up. In a clinical study published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases, patients who consume 25 to 30 grams of fruit fiber daily maintain 23% better phosphorus control than those with low-fiber diets. The secret lies in the apple's skin, rich in soluble fiber called pectin. Pectin works like a sponge, binding to toxins and phosphorus in the intestines before they ever reach the kidneys. Instead of forcing your kidneys to handle the cleanup alone, pectin carries waste out, naturally giving those filters a much-needed rest. And there's more. Apple peels are loaded with quercetin and chlorogenic acid, two powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation in kidney tissue by up to 35%, according to Free Radical Biology and Medicine. Each bite doesn't just nourish your body, it defends it. So the next time you crave something sweet, skip the processed snacks and reach for an apple. You're not eating fruit, you're feeding your kidneys medicine. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another fruit, far smaller yet far stronger one, that acts like invisible armor around every kidney cell, and you'll want to hear about it next. If apples are the gentle filters that give your kidneys a rest, then blueberries are the invisible armor that keeps them safe. Small, dark, and powerful, these tiny fruits work deep inside your bloodstream, protecting every fragile kidney cell from inflammation and oxidative stress. Most people underestimate them because of their size, but that's a mistake. Half a cup of blueberries contains only about 57 milligrams of potassium, almost nothing for weakened kidneys, yet it's bursting with anthocyanins, the natural pigments that give blueberries their deep blue color and their healing strength. These compounds act like microscopic bodyguards, repairing the fine blood vessels inside your kidneys that are constantly under pressure. One of my patients, Susan, a retired teacher in her 70s, learned this the hard way. Her morning ritual was a fruit smoothie loaded with bananas and melon, and every few months her creatinine crept higher. We didn't cut fruit from her life, we just swapped it. Out went the high potassium choices, and in came half a cup of blueberries 3 to 4 times a week. 6 months later, her swelling eased, her filtration rate stabilized, and she smiled and said, "Doctor, I finally feel calm inside my body." That calm wasn't magic, it was chemistry. Blueberries improve insulin sensitivity, which means your body can control blood sugar without spiking it, protecting kidney tissue from damage. A study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that blueberry anthocyanins reduced kidney-damaging cytokines by up to 47% in just a few weeks. Another from nutrition research showed that regular blueberry eaters had 23% better long-term glucose control than non-consumers. Even blood pressure benefits. Blueberries raise nitric oxide, relaxing vessels, and lowering systolic readings by about 4 to 6 millimeters of mercury. That may sound small, but even a 2-point drop can cut kidney disease risk by 7%. Fresh or frozen, it doesn't matter. Freezing doesn't destroy anthocyanins. You can mix them into yogurt, oatmeal, or simply enjoy them by the handful. Each bite is a quiet dose of medicine disguised as food. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another fruit that doesn't just protect your kidneys, it helps them rebuild from the inside out. And what it does next will surprise you. If blueberries are the shield that guards your kidneys, then grapes are the healers that rebuild what's been lost. They don't just protect your kidneys, they help them regenerate from the inside out. Most people know grapes for their heart benefits, but few realize how powerful they are for kidney repair. Inside those red and purple skins lies one of nature's most remarkable compounds, resveratrol, the same antioxidant that made red wine famous. But here's the secret: what resveratrol does for your kidneys is even more extraordinary. It activates a family of proteins called sirtuins, particularly one known as SIRT, often referred to as the longevity switch. When this switch flips on, your kidney cells start repairing DNA damage, calming inflammation, and reversing oxidative stress that once seemed irreversible. I remember George, a patient in his late 50s, who came to me exhausted, his GFR down to 38, and his doctor already talking about dialysis. He refused to give up. We designed a simple plan: clean water, moderate protein, and 3 times a week, a small handful of red grapes eaten with lunch. 4 months later, his lab results surprised everyone. His GFR rose to 47, his blood pressure normalized, and he said something I'll never forget: "Doctor, I feel alive again." That's the healing power of grapes, small fruit, big recovery. Scientific evidence supports what George experienced. A clinical study in Kidney International found that patients with chronic kidney disease who consumed resveratrol daily improved kidney function by up to 22% in 6 months. Grapes are also packed with polyphenols, plant compounds that keep blood vessels flexible and strong. Remember, your kidneys are essentially forests of microvessels, millions of tiny tubes that filter your blood. When those vessels stiffen, filtration collapses. Grapes help keep them open and elastic, improving circulation and hydration without straining the kidneys. Portion matters, though. Too many at once can spike blood sugar, especially in diabetics. The sweet spot is small but powerful: 15 to 20 grapes 2 to 3 times per week, eaten with the skin. And always choose darker grapes. Deep red or purple varieties contain up to 5 times more resveratrol than green ones. Next time you crave something sweet, skip the dessert and grab a handful of red grapes instead. You'll satisfy your taste buds and send a message of healing straight to your kidneys. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another fruit that doesn't just rebuild it, cools the invisible fires of inflammation burning inside your kidneys, and you'll see why that matters more than you think. If grapes are the healers, then pineapple is the fire extinguisher. It cools the silent inflammation that quietly burns inside your kidneys day after day. What makes it extraordinary isn't just its tropical sweetness or vibrant color, but a hidden enzyme called bromelain, one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory agents. While painkillers like ibuprofen can actually damage your kidneys over time, bromelain does the opposite. It reduces swelling, breaks down inflammatory debris, and helps clear the protein waste clogging your kidneys' tiny filters, all without putting pressure on your body's chemistry. David, a 65-year-old patient of mine, came in with swollen ankles and rising creatinine that kept inching higher at every visit. He was frustrated, tired, and ready to give up. Instead of prescribing more medication, I gave him a simple challenge: add half a cup of fresh pineapple to his week, twice, always raw, and with a bit of the fibrous core. 2 months later, the difference was stunning. His swelling went down, his blood pressure eased, and his lab numbers finally stopped climbing. When he smiled and said, "Doctor, I feel lighter," I knew exactly what had happened. His kidneys were finally breathing again. Science agrees with his results. A study in Biotechnology Research International showed that bromelain lowered inflammatory markers linked to chronic kidney disease by up to 42% while improving renal function. That's not marketing, it's measurable biology. And there's a bonus. Pineapple is naturally rich in vitamin C, around 78 milligrams per cup, adding an antioxidant shield that neutralizes free radicals before they can scar kidney tissue. The combination of bromelain and vitamin C is what I call the dynamic duo. One clears the battlefield, the other protects what's left standing. Just remember, the form matters. Fresh pineapple carries the healing power. Canned or processed ones lose it completely because heat destroys bromelain. The right portion, half a cup raw, and even chewing a bit of the tough center, is enough to send a cooling wave through your system. Low in potassium, gentle on the kidneys, and naturally diuretic, pineapple helps the body release excess water without overworking those precious filters. Every bite feels like calm after a storm. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's one more fruit that doesn't just calm inflammation, it awakens regeneration itself, giving your kidneys a second chance at life. If pineapple cools the fire, then pomegranate reignites life itself. This crimson fruit doesn't just soothe inflammation, it helps rebuild what has been lost. Often called the blood of the earth, pomegranate juice is packed with rare compounds like punicalagin and ellagic acid, which act as microscopic repair crews traveling through your bloodstream, patching up the damage left by years of sugar, salt, and stress. These antioxidants don't simply neutralize toxins, they help your kidneys regenerate, restoring blood flow and cellular energy that most people assume are gone forever. One of my patients, Mrs. Anderson, 72 years old, had battled diabetes for over 20 years. Her creatinine kept climbing, and every lab report left her more discouraged. Instead of another pill, we added one ritual, a small glass of unsweetened pomegranate juice 3 times a week, taken in the morning with breakfast. Within 8 weeks, something remarkable happened. Her blood pressure softened, her energy returned, and her creatinine stopped rising. When she looked at me and said, "Doctor, I feel like life is flowing again," I knew we had found the missing key. That's what pomegranate does. It gets life flowing again, quite literally. Science confirms it. A clinical trial in clinical nutrition found that patients who drank just 250 milliliters of pure pomegranate juice daily for 3 months showed a 40% reduction in oxidative stress and significant improvement in kidney blood flow. Another study revealed better endothelial function, the ability of blood vessels to relax and deliver oxygen efficiently. That means improved circulation, smoother filtration, and stronger kidney resilience. But not all pomegranate products are created equal. Many bottled versions on store shelves are filled with added sugars and preservatives that cancel out the benefits. The real power lies in the fresh seeds or freshly pressed juice. Half a cup of seeds or half a glass of pure juice 2 to 3 times a week is enough to awaken your kidney's natural rhythm of repair. And there's something poetic about it. Every tiny seed represents a new start, a new cell, a new chance for healing. Yet even regeneration needs protection. Because while pomegranate revives the flow of life, there's still one fruit left that guards it, the bright red guardian that keeps your kidneys strong every single day. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another factor far more dangerous that you'll need to understand before your healing can truly last. If pomegranate restores the spark of regeneration, then strawberries are the loyal protectors standing guard over your kidneys every single day. Don't be fooled by their sweetness or delicate appearance. Beneath that bright red skin lies one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory weapons in nature. Strawberries are low in potassium, averaging only about 150 milligrams per cup, making them safe for even sensitive kidneys. But what makes them remarkable is their trio of defenders: vitamin C, anthocyanins, and quercetin. Together, they calm the chronic inflammation that quietly scars your kidney tissue, strengthens blood vessels, and stabilizes blood sugar levels that often rise with age. Linda, a 67-year-old patient who battled both diabetes and stage 3 kidney disease, once told me she felt trapped between guilt and craving. She loved desserts but believed every sweet bite was another step toward decline. I challenged her to replace her pastries with a bowl of fresh strawberries a few nights each week. 3 months later, her morning swelling disappeared, her blood sugar stabilized, and she said with a laugh, "Doctor, I finally found a treat that loves me back." That line stayed with me because it's the truth. Strawberries satisfy the soul while serving the body. Research agrees. A study published in Nutrients Journal found that regular strawberry intake reduced C-reactive protein, a key inflammation marker, by 17% in just 8 weeks. Another study from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism showed that daily strawberry consumption improved vascular function and lowered oxidative stress levels, directly supporting filtration in the kidneys. Fresh or frozen, both forms work. Freezing preserves anthocyanins, the compounds responsible for their healing red hue. What matters most is consistency. A few handfuls a week can mean the difference between slow decline and steady protection. Each bite of strawberry sends antioxidants rushing through your bloodstream like gentle repair crews, patching tiny vessel walls before they break down. It's small, it's simple, and it's proof that healing doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be consistent. But only knowing this isn't enough, because the real secret to lifelong kidney health isn't found in one fruit alone. It's hidden in how you combine them, rotate them, and live with rhythm every single day. And that's what comes next. You've just discovered 6 simple fruits that can help your kidneys breathe again, not through magic, but through consistency, science, and self-care. Healing doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't come from expensive treatments or miracle supplements. It begins with small daily choices made with awareness and love for your own body. Every apple you eat, every handful of blueberries, every slice of pineapple or pomegranate is a signal of care your kidneys can actually feel. These small acts add up, and over time they can transform your energy, your focus, and even the way you age. So here's my advice: start small, but start today. Choose 1 or 2 of these kidney-friendly fruits and make them part of your weekly rhythm. Notice how your body responds. Write it down, track your energy, your sleep, your swelling, and your clarity. Healing is not about being perfect, it's about paying attention. And remember, your kidneys don't need perfection, they need consistency. If this video helped you understand your body better, don't let it fade away. Save this video so you can return to it whenever you need a reminder. And make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Every week I share new medical insights and simple natural steps you can take to protect your kidneys and your overall health. No hype, no gimmicks. Just proven guidance you can trust. I'm Dr. Richard Hale, and I want you to know this. You are not broken and your kidneys are not giving up on you. They're still fighting for you every single second. All they need is for you to fight with them, to nourish them, to rest them, and to believe that healing is still possible. Take care of your kidneys, and they'll take care of you for the rest of your life.